D, right? D.
What's good? What's good? What's good, family? I almost got caught up in that one there, that banger. Oh, rest in power, King DMX. Woo! Tell you what, this has been an interesting day already, and it is only 1:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sun salutations, family. Greetings, namaste, peace, and blessings. I hope you're all well, safe, getting some sun if you got some sun, and even letting the rain fall on your crown if it's raining. But be safe out there because I know Houston area down there, they had some violent, very violent storms approaching and looming and lurking and lingering. So may the great creator remove danger and drive that bitch back out to the god doggone ocean. Okay? We don't need no more destruction. But you know what? Mother Nature is not happy with us on here on this place we call Earth. All right? Not happy with a lot of the human beings, and that's why we see some of the insurmountable, enormous uh, acts of nature in history. You got golf ball size hail falling, damaging up people and their property and traumatizing communities in certain areas. Mother Nature is a direct messenger of the Most High. So I'm just saying, that's why we need to be more connected to ourselves and introspection, self-awareness, and spirituality, and stop trying to capitalize and fleece each other with this tired, dogmatic system of oppression called Christianity. Now, there are people in the group that do it right and follow the righteousness of the Holy Script and are truly connected, channeling vessels and messengers. And then there are a whole lot of them that's the total opposite. Now, I just came back real quick because this dropped in my spirit because I got my day started early. And me and Apollo always get in our steps, get our vitamin D, and we make our normal trip to the corner store. And I have shared with y'all some creepy, weird, odd things that people of no color have done, violating my right to privacy and mind my own damn business. But we talking about Black men also who also feel very comfortable violating our personal space, our peace of mind. They feel entitled to it. Not all, but those are the group, the demographic. It's a specific demographic I'm talking about. So if it does not apply, kindly let it fly. Okay, I come direct and correct, straight from the hip, and that's how it channels through me as an empath. So sometimes it might be a bit brash and abrasive and even come across rude. Okay, but that is how it's delivered into my spirit. Okay, and I will do my very best not to offend anyone, but if you're offended, then you need some more emotional intelligence or get to know my spirit a little bit better and the place where I come from. Now that I got that disclaimer out the way, I'm going to give my take on a clip that I stumbled upon because, I be cleaning. I got OCD. Part of me, and cleaning is part of my therapy as well. When I get stuck in a trauma loop and I'm frozen and I cannot get my body in motion, I force myself to clean and rearrange things and create, and some days are harder than others. This was one of those mornings. So I go to the corner store and there is another brother who lives within a block radius. Okay, he has this weird looking uh, uh, canine, and he calls it a pit bull breed. Now, it resembles a pit bull breed, but this particular dog looks and reminds me nothing of my own. Now, when I first got Apollo, of course, he was a baby. Um, and that's usually what I do. If I choose to get an animal, I'm a dog person. I will get a puppy, and I will find certified breeders who do it properly. I don't believe in crossbreeding the species of pit bulls, different species. I don't believe in, just randomly mating dogs and letting, them mate when they're in heat or whatever. I don't believe in that because it causes long-term problems. And this is where I'm going with the narcissism and the cognitive dissonance, reprobate-minded energy up off these black Negro men who are always laying in the comfort of violating a black woman. Okay. So we're on our way to the store. It's about a block away. We have to pass by this particular dude's house. So we make our trip. We accomplish our mission, and we're on the way back round trip. So here comes old Buddy with the dog, with his dog. Now, the markings on his dog are very beautiful. Her fur is gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? And she does have gorgeous eyes. But I don't know what damn breed that is. And I don't believe in fixing dogs. If you choose to want to have a litter of puppies, then you do that. If you want to fix your dog, that's fine. But me, my preference for my animals, if they're male or female, I have never fixed any of my animals, especially pits. It changes their whole demeanor. And I want them to be naturally protective. And I do train mine to protect me in case I cannot protect myself. But that overall, I want them to have a very calm, well socialized demeanor and be open to, socializing among other dogs as well as other people, and be well mannered and well behaved, very similar to how you raise and train and teach and pour into children. Is very similar way you have to do that with your animal. Cat, dog, bird, snake, fish. Okay, if you can train it, and it has to be socialized and it's out in public with you, then you need to work on that daily, just like you work on your hygiene on your own body daily. Brush your teeth daily, comb your hair daily. It's the same damn shit. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Here comes Mr. And every time we pass, whether he has his dog with him or not, I got the most beautiful pet in the world. I got the prettiest dog in the world. Now he's always shouting. He's drunk. And I'm just going to keep it plain. He's always drunk. And anytime I've walked past when Apollo was a puppy, he'd come barging out of his house, screaming at the top of his voice how he has a dog exactly like mine. So finally, I ran into him with his puppy when Apollo was a puppy, and I looked at the dog and I was frightened because she looks nothing like Apollo, nothing at all. The only similarities are they have a lot of white in their coat. Apollo is predominantly white, so is his dog. That's it. Okay, nothing resembling each other at all. Apollo is a blue. He has a big block head. They're supposed to have big, huge, giant heads. They're wide and they're very stout and very muscular when you get them to the, body type that you wish. The cut of their muscles is very attractive. They're very athletic dogs. They're very good service dogs and things like that. Rescue dogs and companions, period. Even if you don't want to train them to work, they're just naturally babies. They got your back. Okay. And anytime that I have ever met danger in the past, the pits that I've had have really held me down, okay, and made sure that threat was gone. So Apollo got excited, of course, just like children, dogs attract dogs. They like to play, blah, 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 whatever. So I stopped briefly so Apollo could, from a distance, greet his dog because every time, again, I repeat, every time I see this dude, he is shouting about his dog. And I'm like, why don't you ever spend time with your dog, right? Because Apollo got everybody pressed in the neighborhood because he's very well behaved. I work with him every day. We take long, long walks and we do a lot of drills together. When we on those walks, that's my therapy. Bonding with Apollo, my service dog. So I'm like, okay, say hi. We keep going. And he's like, don't you think that your dog and my dog would make pretty puppies? I said, I told you hell no before. And it's still hell no. I don't know your dog's bloodline breed, if it's a mix or what. Mine is completely pure blue. And no, in my opinion, they would not make pretty puppies. And then he brings up some other chick who has a red nose. And I said, well, have at it. You don't need my approval to breed your dog with somebody else's male. You can find a stud elsewhere. Okay? Mine won't be breeding with yours or anybody that's not a certified blue. Period. I've told you this before, sir, and I'm really sick and tired of you harassing me. Now it's creepy, and I feel like I have to keep the safety off, if you know what I mean, every time I see you. So he looks shocked and offended, and I, very rudely told him to get to stepping. All right. So now this is not just the first or second time. This is almost every time I walk my dog. Okay. Almost every single time I have to deal with this shit. All right. So, this is just another example to drive home another dot on the connected dot poster, why it is so important and imperative to understand that society does not take Black women seriously when we either draw a boundary, have to ward off this particular type of energy. We are dismissed and treated as if we don't fucking matter, and how we feel and how we are affected by this weird, dysfunctional, whack ass behavior, how we're affected by it. Okay, because it's daily. It's not just from this dude, but in this general vicinity. And even when I was in Chicago, I had to mentally prepare myself to step outside the house, especially if I was not driving, for idiocy, because if I have my headphones on, of course, I'm going to be able to hear, I have the surround on so that I can still hear my media and still hear things around me and be conscious of my surroundings. And a lot of people think I can't hear them with my headphones on. And I'm not taking them off because I don't want to talk. That's why I have them on. I don't want to engage. In Chicago, that's just known. People see you with your headphones on the bus, in the park, wherever, they don't approach. And 9 times out of 10, they know why. Okay? And if you do, you better be prepared for what the response is, because it's not going to be pleasant. Okay, that's just in general. Okay. Now, here in the South, it's a little bit different. People say, oh, we're just more friendly. No, you're not. You're more foolish. You're more foolish because people who tell you repeatedly, leave me alone, that's when you need to heed to that, okay? Because gone are the days where women are going to start screaming. Women used to scream and run away from you, okay? A lot of us are packing, okay? A lot of us got them hands, okay? And a lot of us will call the zookeeper. All right. I won't hesitate to call the zookeeper on somebody who act like an escapee from the hyena pen. Okay. I don't want to be shouted at just because I walk past your house with my dog. I don't want to stop and entertain the same thing. You asking me the same fucking question every time you see me. It's not going to change. It reminds me of what Tisha did with Mel before the first Expo. Mel told her straight out, I don't even want to hear all that trying to convince me and the asking and checking up and following up if I want to do this Expo, because not long ago, Just a couple of little few months back, things were very different. You had a lot of different perspective on me, and I was supposed to be so damn evil. Okay? That's why I chose the song What Do You Really Want From Us? Because black men especially have cognitive dissonance when it comes to black women, partnerships, friendships, romantic relationships, and interacting with us, period. Because they want what they want, but they do not run to respect who we are and what we're about and respect our energy to get what they want. They don't want to do what's required a lot of times, even if it's just a general, you know, interaction or exchange, a lot of black men like this feel like they are entitled to behave in any way, no matter if it's offensive, if it creates fear in a black woman, distaste of any kind. They don't give a damn, just comply, right? So this brings me and segue around here to how I do. Y'all know how I do. I stumbled across this here little clip. It's just real short because I'm not going to be before you long because I got other content that I want to get to. And I can't stomach these too much. Okay. But I hadn't intended on watching none of this damn season, but like I said, I'm planning. It rolled over into this little short here. And yeah, let's peep and we gonna do what we do. This is where Eenie and Meenie, Tweedledee and Tweedledum brothers, are going to have a powwow with Jezebel Martell. Okay. And they're going to call themselves, going to talk sense into him now, all of a sudden. So here we go.
We need to talk to Martell. This has become like out of control, bro.
Man, it's been out of control. It's annoying at this point.
What's the last thing you saw?
Honestly, Reese, I just saw bits and pieces of this interview that he did, like a sit-down tell-all.
Me and Marcel are gonna go visit Martell because the truth is right now, I believe that things are going worse. I think that there's no good that comes from exposing any, past misdeeds, any past behavior from your ex-wife, no matter how bad the situation is.
Martell hasn't changed.
And neither have these two, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. None of y'all ninjas have changed. None of you Negroes on the cast that are male with a scrotum. Well, y'all, that's questionable until you just got fixed, so you don't really have a scrotum. Have changed. Okay? So this got under my collar. Okay? Let's do this.
Some people are who they are. We've been talking to him about the same thing for years. The man needs some real help. And so we can go over here, we can talk, we can share our viewpoint from a logical perspective, but it's the difference when we're logical and he's acting emotional.
And there you go. There we go, y'all. Cognitive dissonance personified. Because we've learned through watching some of these little shorts and clips and, people who
Not long ago,
review.
Rita Levy-Monty.
My bad, y'all. People who are still reviewing and watching the show, telling us that, Black Mamba Marceau posted Free Martell underneath his mugshot that was posted online after Melody had his ass locked up. Okay. So which one is it? Black Mamba, you over here being a piccolo player when it comes to the millimeters, and when we come and pull up on you when you come out the side of your neck crazy, when you try to enact reactive abuse with Melody with these little meetings and little, sidebars and little backhanded jabs when you don't get what you want from her or from anybody really, from any female. You did it to Stormy. You always do it to your wife with your covert, malevolent energy. So, what do you really want? Is what I want to know. You trying to talk some sense into Jezebel Martell? You enabled him to cheat on his wife by delivering her finances to the bench warmer to pay her bills and take care of her off of Melody's dime, okay? And you tried to reduplicate that pattern of infidelity in your own household and it fell flat because you couldn't keep up. Your business acumen, common sense, or logic is skewed so far off the deep end till you're in debt to the tune of 5+ M's, brother. So what's with the reprobate-minded mess? You know, you don't see Martell as a friend anyway. All you saw him was a come up. And you figured out that the come up wasn't through Martell, it was through his ex-wife, Melody. So pick this is what I'm talking about fence. Pick a side, pick a struggle. You know, and this type of reprobate-minded energy ages you. It ages you physically, mentally. It creates trauma in the brain to where your brain cannot function and will stop functioning in a logical fashion because you force it to be in a deluded, irrational state operating from solely your emotions, your kundalini energy of the sacral chakra. I'm teaching y'all now. See, just because don't ever and never have said, oh, I'm Christian. Yes, I'm saved. I'm spiritual. I always have been. I've never subscribed to Christianity. I've been a part of it. I've participated in it. I've studied it. I've married a Christian. I have Christian relatives, but I personally have never proclaimed from the rooftops that I was Christian for the exact reasons why we've heard of millions of times over. Okay. I can't totally get in with something that is harmful to us, that was created and designed to keep us oppressed mentally, physically, financially, and many other ways. Now, we're going to wrap this up in a nice little bow. It's not going to be a big long one this time, y'all. But this is shout out to Survive and Thrive. This is another thing that narcissists do when you stop paying attention to them. It's so easy to take your power back with a lot of things that bring us dis-ease, just disengage. It's harder to do than a lot of people realize, but you have to work at it. You can't just stop and say, oh, I'm not dealing with it. You have to do the inner work. You have to ask yourself questions. What is it benefiting me in the long run? Not the short term, instant gratification. Long term, if I invest in back and forth with this particular narcissistic energy, how is it going to benefit me? If I ride this down to the wire with this person just back and forth, coming to no resolution, every time I step into the ring with this person, we never come to a resolution. How is this going to help me, my children, my business, my whatever? And that's why after a while, it's been so easy for me to do that, to disengage. At the onset of imbalance and instability and fragmented type of mindset people have, when I hear a lot of flip-flopping, I just begin to mentally and emotionally disconnect if I am invested. If not, then it's easy for me to be like deuces. You know, I heard and saw some energy that has become a pattern. I wait to see it at least minimum 3 times, right? That is consistent. If your mental pathology shows me 3 times in 3 separate situations that you have no self-awareness and you don't even listen to your own words that come out your mouth, which is 2 inches away from your ears, then I can't. Okay, call it whatever you want. I'm like, yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. Be polite, be civil. Don't have to be nasty about it. I just quietly, silently back away slowly and then eventually turn and run like hell. Okay? So let's check this out, shall we? And then we're going to be out. Got a little commercial here. Let that rock. Boom.
Welcome back, lovely audience. Delighted to have you join us again. Today's theme resonates deeply, navigating relationships with narcissists. This discourse is tailored for those who've felt the weight of self-absorption overshadowing mutual care, be it from kin, comrades, or confidants. There comes a juncture when lauding them endlessly must cease. What unfolds thereafter? What transpires when their coveted attention isn't readily proffered?
You hear me? You feel her? You felt that. I felt that. I felt that in my spirit. What happens when you no longer have the same access to me and my energy? When I'm done.
This precisely forms the crux of our discussion today. But ere we delve, allow me to shed light on my complimentary course, Narcissism 101, Anticipatory Cues, Liberating Strategies, and Reconstructing Your Narrative. Laden with invaluable insights and actionable counsel, it equips you to navigate the labyrinth of narcissistic dynamics.
You see, we need tools. And a lot of that is forewarning. And the forewarning comes with the elders, at least it should. Okay, that's just my take on it from living with dysfunction and toxicity for the majority of my youth and young adulthood. Okay, nobody warned me. Okay, now that we have the information, and there's an explosion of exposure to narcissists and narcissist pathology, that is up to those with the experience to forewarn. Key awareness, acknowledgement. You cannot heal what you refuse to acknowledge is there. That's why generational curses are passed on to those who are our offspring and our younger legacies, because we feel like toxicity is normal. No one showed us how to break up the pattern. Okay?
Access awaits, just a click away. As you change how you talk to the narcissist, whether you use the gray rock method or another way to avoid contact, an interesting thing starts to happen. They are no longer the center of attention all of a sudden. And this can be a big shock for someone who needs to be told they're good all the time.
Pow. No more Mr. Leisure Suit. The reason why Jezebel Martell was the center of attention all the time, because of Melody put a big beacon spotlight right on his shiny bald head and dusted him off and cleaned him up and gave him a flair for how to present himself better to increase his self-esteem, and he let that go straight to his ego versus his self-awareness and his humanity. It didn't go to the id of the psyche, it went to the ego status.
Let's talk about what this change could mean for the ego and how they might act when they don't get the love they think they deserve. I promise you that you won't want to miss this talk. When a narcissist feels ignored by someone, they often give them the quiet treatment or talk less. There are many reasons behind this behavior that might not be clear at first. This behavior could be an attempt to show dominance or anger, or it could come from missing the time when they had the other person's full attention and love. Some narcissists may do extreme things to get their point across, seeing the lack of attention as a personal victory. In spite of what they're trying to do, they do it because they need love and approval, which hides their fears. Many narcissists hold on to their ex-partners in the hopes of getting back together with them after a breakup. They might try to get a good reaction by talking about better times, giving expensive gifts, or even planning love trips.
Remember, y'all gotta say, you gotta admit, you got a mental trigger when it come to Jezebel Martell. Okay, when Sugar Mama was on her way to this side, Melody got a push gift, right? When she said, "I'm done," and took her infant and bounced, what was he doing? Sending 50 million flowers, calling, texting, begging, emails, to the point she said, "Now I can't just have my number. I have to change it and get a separate phone because I have to talk to this fool, but I do not want him to have my main number worrying the hell out of me." She had to protect her peace, and she did it in stages so she and her children would be safe. Melody did what she was supposed to do. Okay, let's go.
Any response from the ex-partner, even if it's pushback or disagreement, makes the narcissist feel even more in control. This can sometimes turn into long-term mental abuse, with the narcissist closely watching their ex-partner's every move. The narcissist's failure to move on after a breakup shows how self-centered they are. Even though the relationship is over, they are still obsessed with their ex-partner and have romantic dreams or look for reminders of the good times. Narcissists find it hard to let go because they are always looking for approval and recognition through their actions.
Same thing with Buddy and his damn dog. Okay, pressure. How is this black woman with her little tiny size 2 self, Amazon woman, walking up and down here with this stout, solid pit bull, looking good, well behaved? Women don't know how to handle man shit in their mind. See, this is a matriarchal mindset. Patriarchal, misogynistic mindset that a lot of black men who are toxic have. Okay, but we are the nurturers and disciplinarians of living beings. We are earth. We are mutable. So women, we can make anything behave. Okay? Look at Melody cracking that training whip over Martell. You gonna back the fuck up off me, ninja, and act like you got some damn sense. Leave me alone. Let's go.
Deep-seated fears lie beneath the surface of a sense of self-importance. It is important to understand that a narcissist may still have strong feelings for you even after you have broken up with them. But the most important thing is to put your own mental health first and set clear limits.
The Federal Reserve Bank of New York just...
My bad, y'all. We gotta let that rock out. Peep, now it's gonna get deep.
Perhaps the best thing for your health and happiness is to stop talking to the narcissist, especially if they don't respect your limits or privacy. Narcissists can't get enough of being connected with other people and will do anything to get what they want. They might try to get into your social group by getting in touch with friends, family, or even co-workers. In the worst situations, they might break your privacy by getting into your work network just to get in touch.
Now, this most recent ponderosa between Kiki and money-making Midas touch, Dr. Melody Cherie Rogers, where gracefully yet sternly, Melody said, "This door is closed. Knock on the one next door, darling. Do you, peace be with you on your journey. keep going the other direction. Boom.
You might feel uncomfortable letting the narcissist back into your life. Their constant need to be in charge could cause problems between your friends or make them do bad things like spreading rumors about you to hurt your image.
I know y'all felt that right in your shondo, didn't you? Rumors, mudslinging, smear campaign, shaming, guilt tripping, weaponizing children. Okay.
It can be dangerous to talk to a narcissist because they might see any question as a threat and act aggressively. Getting into fights or denying their false claims feeds their need for attention without meaning to. Negative attention is better for narcissists than being ignored.
I told you, family, beautiful people, a narcissist will take your hate, arguing, bickering back and forth, trying to defend yourself. Why did you do that, this, that? No. You want to act like a wild animal, I'm going to call the zookeepers. Okay? Because the conditioning of Western society tells us that the police plantation keepers can make us unseemly, toxic ninjas behave with a gun, a stick, a taser, some spray, poison. We gonna call the exterminators of bad behavior. Since you conform to that subconscious behavior, extreme acute violations of our humanity. I'm trying to be creative, not use those words that trigger YouTube, you see what I'm saying? But come on now, let's go.
To get back in charge, they might use guilt-tripping phrases like, "After all I've done for you, how could you treat me this way?" to get your attention.
That's a #1 mantra of programming and abuse that narcissistic parents do. My mother used to say that all the time. All I do for you, I make sure you go to school and keep your hair combed, and I take you here and take your, that's what you're supposed to do. You don't get a cookie or a brownie point or any more higher accolades for doing what you damn signed up for, which was giving birth. You signed a contract, a spiritual contract, when you make a decision to conceive and give birth to another human being. You don't get a gold star for doing what you're supposed to do for your children. Okay, they don't owe you any more tutelage than what they give you, especially if they're younger and they're still learning self-awareness and appreciation and mutual respect between parent and child. You don't get to beat them over the head with paying their bills and taking care of them when they cannot care for themselves. Okay? That's abuse. It's mental and emotional abuse, and it's cruel. It's very cruel and selfish to do that to someone, whether it's two adults doing it or you're doing it to a child who cannot defend for or fend for themselves in this world.
Or, what will become of you after wasting so many years? In addition, they may put the blame for their own pain or illness on you, making you feel guilty. Narcissists are always trying to be in charge and often use manipulative tactics to take advantage of your weaknesses. They could use emotional bribery by threatening your pets, children, or mental health to make you feel guilty. If their needs are not met, they may also use threats of self-harm or violence to get what they want. In the worst situations, they might resort to physical violence or damage, using threats of harm and punishment to gain control and force you to do what they want.
Bullying. Okay? You heard Destiny. Well, the secrets I hold about Mel, you don't know. You just don't know. That's when she snitched on herself and the rest of the cast, because we all can read between the damn lines, because not long after Destiny said that, it escalated to where the RP was released. Huh? So these two, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, going to try to talk some sense into a emotionally bankrupt, evil, demonic entity like Jezebel Martell is futile. And the devil's brother, Black Mamba Marceau, even said it himself. He predicted it because guess what? Snakes recognize each other. Demons communicate amongst each other too. Okay? They know each other.
You and your family could face terrible outcomes if you don't do what they want. If they feel like they are losing control, they might hurt your family or leak private information as a way to get back at you. It's important to be aware of these manipulative behaviors, set clear limits, and get help to escape their harmful impact. When narcissists feel ignored or rejected, they will do anything to get back in charge and be accepted. In order to keep their sense of power and superiority, they will manipulate, force, or attack others. Even when there is proof that their actions hurt others, narcissists often find a reason for them and don't care about the pain they cause.
Including their own children. Okay? That goes for anybody. We're just using Jezebel Martell, Reckless Reese, Luther King Scott, Basement Billy as examples because they are on national TV. Yes, I said national. National TV exposing who they really are. This is who these people really are. They are raggedy. They are trifling. They are reckless, careless nincompoops. They are void of any morality or righteousness. When a person will take it to the hilt and steal from other people to give off the appearance of wealth, that is somebody who I would not wipe my shoes on the back of their shirt if they was laying on the ground. Okay? So there you have it, people. We're going to stop right there. We might pick this up a little bit later, but soon I will be going live in the next 30 minutes. Today is Friday, 2:31 p.m. Okay? And that's that. So I'm going to drop this real quick. Then I'm going to turn around and have a premiere where we can chat it up in the chat. Okay? One love. Drink your water. Arm yourself with information and that poll if you need it. Continue to pour into yourself and the people that truly love you and show up for you. They don't just say it, they do it. It's very rare these days. Hotel, Black Power, Black Love, Black Family. Kiss your babies. Have a wonderful Friday, and I'll see you on the flip side. We out.